Some people can feel a room change before anyone says a word. One colder reply, one strange pause, one face that looks slightly different. And suddenly, their brain has a job. Find the problem, fix the mood, stop the tension before it becomes something worse. From the outside, this can look like kindness, and sometimes it is. But sometimes it is not just kindness. It is a safety system. Because for some people, someone else being upset does not feel like a separate event. It feels like a warning. Maybe I did something. Maybe they are angry. Maybe conflict is coming. Maybe I need to become easier to be around. So before anyone asks for help, they are already adjusting. Softer voice, better timing, extra explanation, a joke to break the silence, a smile that says, "Please do not let this become uncomfortable." This is the hidden work of trying to keep everyone okay. You are not just listening, you are monitoring. Tone, faces, timing, silence. The tiny emotional weather changes in the room. And if the weather feels wrong, your brain starts looking for the part you are supposed to control. That is the trap. Noticing someone's mood is not the same as being responsible for it. But the brain can confuse those two things. It can turn a signal into an assignment. Someone is quiet, so you become funnier. Someone sounds annoyed, so you explain more. Someone looks disappointed, so you start editing yourself in real time. Someone feels distant, so you replay everything you said, looking for the exact moment you became a problem. That does not mean you are weak. It does not mean you are fake. And it does not mean you are secretly trying to control everyone. In many cases, this pattern starts as protection. If you can read the room early, maybe you can avoid conflict. If you can keep people calm, maybe you can stay safe. If you can make yourself useful, pleasant, and easy, maybe nobody gets upset enough to leave, blame, reject, or explode. That sounds irrational, but it may not have started that way. Humans are social animals. For most of history, belonging was not just nice, it was protection. The mood of the group mattered, conflict mattered, rejection mattered. Being able to notice tension early could help you survive socially. The problem is that modern life gives that old social radar too many unclear signals. A text that only says, "fine," a friend who replies later than usual, a partner who gets quiet, a meeting where someone looks tired, a family dinner where everyone pretends nothing is happening. Your brain sees one small clue and starts building a whole movie around it. Maybe they are mad. Maybe it is my fault. Maybe I should fix this before it gets worse. And that is how a normal day becomes exhausting. Because you are not only living your life, you are tracking everyone else's emotional temperature while trying not to disturb it. You are carrying weather that does not belong to you. A silence becomes evidence. A tired face becomes responsibility. A bad mood becomes your project. And eventually, peace stops feeling like something you can enjoy. It becomes something you have to maintain. This is why rest can feel impossible around tense people. This is why a dry message can ruin your afternoon. This is why you can leave a conversation tired, even when nothing officially went wrong. On the outside, you were just sitting there. On the inside, you were managing a room nobody hired you to manage. The strange part is that this pattern can look like emotional intelligence. Sometimes it is useful. Sometimes you really do notice what others miss. Sometimes your sensitivity helps you care well. But when every mood becomes your job, awareness turns into labor. Kindness turns into performance. And being good with people starts costing you yourself. The goal is not to stop caring. That would make you less human, not more free. The goal is to learn the difference between information and instruction. Someone being quiet is information. It is not always an instruction to panic. Someone being upset is information. It is not always proof that you caused it. Someone feeling uncomfortable is information. It is not always your job to shrink, soften, joke, explain, or disappear until the room feels normal again. You can care without carrying. You can notice tension without becoming the repair tool. You can be kind without becoming the emotional thermostat for everyone around you. Because other people's moods can matter, but they do not always belong to you. So the next time the room feels strange, maybe you do not have to fix the weather immediately. Maybe you can pause, look around, let the signal be a signal. And remember, Your brain may be running an old shortcut in a world full of unclear messages. You are not broken for noticing the weather in the room, but you do not have to become the weather system.
If your brain has ever turned someone else's mood into your emergency, subscribe. That is basically the whole channel.